It's negative 30 degrees outside. A farmer in central Saskatchewan is sitting in his kitchen, staring at his phone, not scrolling social media, not checking texts.
The exploding number of wild boars in the prairies has been a concern for decades.
He's watching 12 pigs eat grain inside a corral trap on his property. His rifle is leaning against the wall, loaded, ready. Every instinct in his body is screaming at him to walk outside and pull the trigger. But the trick requires him to do the one thing that feels impossible. Nothing. He counts. 1, 2, 7, 10. 11 pigs are inside, but there's always a 12th, the cautious one, the smart one. He waits. His thumb hovers over a button on the app. Then, finally, pig number 12 steps through the opening. He taps the screen. A gate drops, suspended by cables. 0 shots fired. 12 for 12. 100% capture of the family unit. For 20 years, we tried to shoot our way out of this problem. We were wrong. Look, here's what most people don't understand about the wild boar crisis in Canada. This isn't some nuisance animal story. This is a biological containment breach, and we caused it. Go back to the 1980s. The Canadian government had an idea: diversify agriculture. Stop relying only on cattle and wheat. Start raising exotic livestock. Wild boar farms became a thing. European hunters wanted authentic game. Restaurants wanted specialty meat. Farmers started importing Eurasian wild boar. Big, aggressive, built for survival. But here's where it gets interesting. Some farmers got creative. They crossbred them with domestic pigs. The goal was simple: bigger animals, faster breeding, better profit margins. What they accidentally engineered was a biological weapon. You take a domestic pig, massive body size, reproduces like clockwork, docile enough to farm. Now you splice in Eurasian boar genetics, cold tolerance, predator instincts, problem-solving intelligence. The result? A 600-pound hybrid that survives winters that kill moose. They call them super pigs. And when the boar market collapsed in the early 2000s, farmers did what farmers do when an investment goes bad. They cut the fences. Now, normally, when you release a tropical species into a Canadian winter, nature handles the problem for you. But these pigs didn't die. They built pigloos. I'm serious. They cut cattails and marsh grass with their tusks, drag it into dense brush, and construct insulated nests. Snow piles on top. The body heat from the whole family unit creates a microclimate inside. They tunnel through snowdrifts like it's nothing. A researcher named Dr. Ryan Brook at the University of Saskatchewan put it this way: they are the most invasive large mammal on the planet. Not an opinion, a fact. By the year 2000, there were a few hundred feral pigs scattered across Saskatchewan and Alberta. By 2010, tens of thousands. By 2017, they'd colonized 750,000 square kilometers. That's bigger than Texas. And they were expanding at a rate of 88,000 square kilometers per year. So the government did what governments do. They threw money at the problem. Bounty programs. $75 per pair of pig ears. Recreational hunting. Open season. No bag limits. Sounds reasonable, right? Pay people to kill the invasive species. Problem solved. Except it made everything worse. Here's why. Pigs don't live alone. They live in family units called sounders. A dominant sow, her daughters, her granddaughters, and all their offspring. 10 to 15 animals moving together, eating together, sleeping together. When a hunter shoots 1 or 2 pigs out of that group, the rest scatter. Dr. Brook calls this sounder fracture. And once a sounder fractures, the survivors change their behavior. They stop feeding during the day. They become nocturnal. They avoid open fields. They move deeper into forests. They stop using the same trails. You didn't eliminate the threat. You educated it. You turned a predictable herd into a guerrilla army. But wait, it gets worse. Because pigs have this terrifying biological feature called compensatory reproduction. When a population is under stress, when food is abundant but numbers are low, the surviving sows breed faster. A typical pig reaches sexual maturity at 6 months. She has 6 piglets per litter, 2 litters per year. Do the math. One breeding pair, left unchecked, can produce over 1,000 descendants in 5 years. But here's the thing most people miss. When you kill 70% of a population through hunting, you're not winning. You're forcing the species to accelerate. Dr. Brooke put it bluntly. You have to remove 70% of the population every single year just to maintain the current numbers. Not reduce, maintain. And if you only kill 60%, the population grows. If you kill 90% but leave the sounder structure intact, those survivors breed like mad to fill them. Vacuum. He said killing 10 out of 12 pigs isn't good enough. It's a failure. You're just cutting the grass. So, by 2015, the Canadian government realized they'd been playing the wrong game. You can't outshoot an animal that breeds this fast. You can't out-trap an animal that learns this quickly. You need a strategy that respects the enemy's intelligence. That's when the whole sounder removal protocol was designed. The concept is brutally simple, but psychologically agonizing. You set up a corral trap, steel panels, a single entry gate suspended on a cable release. You bait it with grain, and then you wait. Not for one pig, not for most of the pigs, for every single pig in the family unit. This is where the simple trick destroys human instinct, because the pigs don't trust the trap at first. They circle it, they test it, so you let them eat the bait for free, for days, sometimes weeks. You watch them on a cellular trail camera, live feed to your phone. You see 2 pigs eating. You do nothing. You see 5 pigs eating. You do nothing. You see 11 pigs eating, and that 12th one is lingering outside. And your hand is shaking, because you know if you trigger the gate now, you've got 11 pigs and 1 educated survivor who will never come back. So, you wait. The technology itself isn't fancy. A motion sensor, a 12-volt battery, a cellular modem. The trap sends you a text when activity is detected. You open the app, you watch the feed, and when every member of the sounder is inside, you tap a button. The gate drops in under 2 seconds, 0 shots fired, 100% removal, no survivors, no education, no fracture. The sounder is gone, and here's the magic. The surrounding sounders have no idea it happened. There's no gunshot echoing through the valley, no blood scent, no panic. The other pig families keep using the area, keep following their patterns, until their turn comes. But some sounders are too smart even for this. That's where the Judas pig comes in. Yes, that's the actual term. You capture 1 pig alive, usually a mature sow or boar. You fit it with a GPS collar, and then you release it. Pigs are social. They hate being alone. That collared pig will do everything in its power to reunite with another family group. And when it does, the GPS tells you exactly where that hidden sounder is living. You've turned the species' greatest strength, their family bonds, into their downfall. It's cold, it's efficient, and it works. Now here's where the story takes a turn that most people don't see coming. In December of 2025, the Alberta government did something radical. They banned recreational hunting of wild boar entirely. Not because they loved the pigs, because hunting was helping them spread. Every truck full of weekend warriors, shooting 1 or 2 pigs and calling it a win, was fracturing sounders and training the survivors to be unkillable. The new law is strict. If you see a wild pig on your property, you can't shoot it. You have to report it. You have to wait for the wildlife management team. You have to let them deploy the trap. Because the only way to stop an intelligent invasive species is to stop playing cowboy and start playing chess. And the stakes are about to go global. Because these super pigs are moving south. Right now, they are within 70 kilometers of the North Dakota border, 45 miles. If they cross into the United States, it's over. The American Midwest has the perfect conditions. Endless corn, mild winters compared to Saskatchewan, fragmented hunting regulations. Scientists estimate that feral pigs already cause $2.5 billion in damage per year in the U.S. That's the current population. Now imagine adding a cold-adapted, hyper-intelligent, 600-pound hybrid that can survive Montana winters. Some researchers think the invasion is inevitable. Others think we have a 5-year window to build a biological firewall. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The firewall isn't made of fences or bullets. It's made of patience. So let me take you back to that farmer in his kitchen. -30 outside, 12 pigs in the trap. He presses the button. The gate drops. No glory, No adrenaline, no trophy photo, just a quiet, surgical removal of an entire genetic line that will never reproduce. That's the trick. It's not sexy, it doesn't feel like winning, but it's the only thing that works. Because we tried the other way. We tried bounties, we tried open season, we tried firepower, and all we did was train them to be smarter. Nature adapts. We built a monster by accident. Now we have to outsmart it, not outgun it. So here's my question for you. If you owned land in the danger zone, and you saw a 600-pound invasive animal tearing through your crops, could you stop yourself from pulling the trigger? Could you wait? Could you trust the process, even when every instinct says, shoot now? Because that's the discipline required to actually win this fight. Let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely curious if people can override 20,000 years of hunting instinct for the sake of strategic patience. And if you want to see how other simple tricks are solving massive ecological problems, there's a video on the screen about how New Zealand is using the same Judas strategy to hunt down the last remaining rats on offshore islands. Thanks for watching.